Welcome back again to my channel. I am Grace, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to make 3 different types of scrunchies: the mini, the standard, the medium size, and the XXL scrunchie. And I'll also be showing you 3 different methods in making them. I'm currently wearing the XXL scrunchie on my hand. This is what the medium sized one looks like compared to this. This is what the mini looks like compared to the standard or the XXL. So if this is something you're interested in, then please stay and watch, and without any further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So we'll start out by gathering all the materials needed for this project right here, and on the screen I listed the materials you would need for this project right here. So after doing that, cutting all the fabrics, so these are the measurements you need for the mini, the medium or standard, and the XXL scrunchie. Okay, so after that we are going to start off with the mini scrunchie and the first method. Start off by folding the fabric into 2 equal parts, having right sides facing each other, and pin it down like so. After which you go ahead and sew this down using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Trim off the excess fabric first before turning this right sides out. Using a loop turner or a safety pin, you turn this right sides out. So this is what it will look like, and I'm going to stick my elastic band, and I'm using a 9.5 inch long elastic band and a 1/4 wide elastic band in doing this. So I'm going to insert it into the loop created when the fabric was sewn. After you're done doing that, the next step is to create a knot. You could decide to create a knot, or you could decide to sew it down. I find creating knots to be much more easier for me to do. So after creating your knot like so, this is what you will have, and the next step is to close up the opening by hand stitching it, which is usually the easiest. So what you're going to do is to tuck in one edge of the fabric first and tuck the other one inside, then just hand stitch it all around. And after doing that, this is what your mini scrunchie would look like, and this is what it looks like on my hair. So the next step is the medium sized scrunchie and method number 2. So for this, you fold this having right sides facing each other like so, then you pin it down. After pinning everything down, you go ahead and just pin 2 sides down like so, having the pins different from the other pins that you pinned in such a way that it looks like that. And the reason why you're going to do that is because that place isn't going to be sewn and you leave an opening there. So you start sewing, you skip the spacing over there, then continue sewing to the end of the fabric. Then the next step is to use your loop turner or your safety pin, or you could even use your hand to just flip this right sides out. After you're done flipping this right side out, you're going to now flip the edge that has the opening close to it wrong side out like so, and you're going to tuck in the other edge inside like you can see in the video, making sure that the side seams are aligned on both, so this way you have the right sides of each fabric facing each other. After doing that, you just pin it down so it doesn't end up moving around, and you could decide to hand stitch this all around, or you could use your sewing machine. I decided to hand stitch it because using a sewing machine would have just been too stressful because the spacing was just too small. After doing that, this is what you'll have. Then just pull it like so, and you have right sides out together. So the next step is to insert your elastic band into the opening you created there. I'm just going to pin one edge onto the fabric and insert the other edge of the elastic band into the casing and bring it out on the other side of the fabric. And just like the mini scrunchie, you could decide to create a knot like I did, or you could sew it down using a needle and thread or a sewing machine, after which you just close up the spacing by hand stitching it or going in with your sewing machine. But I decided to go in with my sewing machine just to make life easier for me. And your medium sized scrunchie is done, and this is what it looks like on my hair. So the next step is the XXL or maxi scrunchie and method number 3. So for this one, the folding is going to be different from the first and second method. So you're going to fold it this way and pin it down and sew it using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. The next step is to trim off the excess fabric like you can see me do. After that, you're going to place your fabric like so, and not just like a burrito or a shawarma of some sort, you're just going to wrap this like so, then just basically like you can see the video and just work that way. I feel like it's harder to explain and it's just much more better when you watch it visually. After pinning everything down, you're going to sew it using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and as you get to the edge, you're just going to keep pulling the ones inside out. So now that you're at the edge, what you do is to pull the one inside out like this and continue sewing till you get to the other end, but make sure you leave about 2 inches or 3 inches opening to have your elastic band pass through and to also bring out the fabric. Now you're just going to pull out the fabric like so to have right sides out. and this is what it'll look like. The next step is to insert your elastic band. So just like step number 2, I showed you, you pin one edge of the elastic band to the fabric and you insert the other edge into the casing like so and bring it out. So this is what it will look like. So the next step is to create a knot or sew it down. Like I said, I like creating knots, it's just easier for me. After doing that, the next step is to just close the spacing or the opening right there using your needle and thread or your sewing machine. And your XXL scrunchie is done, and this is what it looks like on me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.